I see a bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way.
Hey Moon Babes!
Hi you guys!
I'm Bree.
I'm Jackie.
And we are here today to talk about, it's on the deeper scale of things, I would say. And I don't know. We haven't talked about this before just sitting here right now, so everything is obviously just filmed live.
We were about to start talking like
and
about
I know.
what do we say, and then we're like, wait, shut up.
Shut up, just turn on the
Stop,
camera.
turn it on.
So I don't know if it's necessarily going to end on the most positive note or if it's just really going to kind of cliffhanger and leave everybody thinking. We're going to be talking about the illusion of control and if we actually really have control over things in our life or if this is all just kind of, you know, pre-planned and preset for us.
Or if it's worth the stress of keeping whatever control you have or the illusion of it if it's creating stress
yes.
or anxiety or
yes, right.
whatever.
Is even having control, is that necessarily a good thing or is it a negative thing? Can it cause some problems? So we will get started with the wine that we're drinking today. It is called, I don't know if you can see it, but it's called Wonderland.
It's super cute.
It's super cute.
I love the colors.
And it's really freaking good. Like, really, really good. We totally just had a sip. I got it at Tom Thumb, which is, I think, like Safeway in other parts of the country. It was like $12. It's from New Zealand, and I don't know if I've mentioned it in videos past, but I did take a long trip to New Zealand last year, and I spent a few weeks there living in a van and fell in love with the country. So it was just really cool to see a New Zealand wine. And it's really awesome. So I suggest you try it. And then I am going to just preface by saying my apartment is decorated for Oktoberfest. We're having a little bit of a celebration later this evening with lots of beer. So I'm not drinking very heavily with the wine, but that's why there's like blue and white striped decorations everywhere. Yeah, I'm having my family over. So sorry about all it's just a different setup than I think we normally
No, it's great. It's a really, really beautiful day in Texas today. It's got such a great breeze. Nice. We were talking last time how it felt like fall, and it also feels like fall today.
Yes.
And then all the like harvest decor you have up, it's just lovely.
Yeah, it's awesome. This is still in plastic, so please ignore the shine. I don't want to get straw everywhere. Stop. I'm trying to angle the camera. Ew, no, that's not good ASMR. I don't like that.
You don't like that one?
No, don't touch it.
I like it.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to get straw all over my place, and we wanted to have this as decoration, but I can't get the camera to. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm babbling. Today we're going to be talking about the illusion of control.
Yes.
Start us off?
Well, I forget. We came up with it. It was a million videos ago now. I act like we're just so professional. We have so many videos up. But we mentioned it in another video, and so we've kind of like...
It's been on our list.
It's been on hold. So I think what it was is the original idea was talking about how when everything is kind of going on around you and you feel super stressed, or I know like in my case that anxiety sometimes comes from feeling like things are falling out of your grip. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of those things, if you really stop to think like, is this something I should worry about or something that I should be putting all this effort worrying about into, or is the illusion that I even have control over it creating this stress? So what is it worth it at that point?
Right.
To even keep it on your radar.
Yeah, I have a friend at work that I go to vent to, and she does the same and comes to vent to me if, there's always drama between coworkers or,
At work? What?
Yeah, I know, right? Who deals with that?
No way.
Yeah. But, so we'll go talk to each other anytime something is really stressful in our lives. And I notice that there are times that I go in there and I'm like, God, I just need to vent for a second, right? And I tell her all these things. Mm-hmm. And her advice is just kind of like, at this point, you just have to go with it. Like, you kind of just have to go with it. You've done everything that you can do, so you just have to go with it. And I walk out of there, and I'm like, oh, I'm just so stressed, and that didn't help me for shit, right? Like, that didn't help me at all. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. What can I do? I need to fix it. What do I do? And sometimes you do just have to realize if you've done all you can do to influence a situation, you don't have control anymore. There are times the universe is just in control.
You have to take it off of your list of worries, or I always say put it in a thought graveyard. So it doesn't mean that you're not still kind of feeling it, but every time it pops up is you just like, I picture it just like it's being buried with all the other thoughts.
Yeah, because it's pointless to stress over it. Yes. Right? Like, if it's out of your control, it's pointless to stress over it. But it's like not being in control stresses you out.
Yeah, yes.
And then not being in control of being in control or admitting that you don't have any control is just as stressful. So then it's like, at least for a lot of people, I don't know. There's some people that are very just triggering for people to feel out of control or to release control. Yeah. Like it can be very much a triggering type of thing. Absolutely. Even if it's not in the particular trigger that initially caused them to be
subconsciously it can sometimes be connected.
If you have problems in a relationship, having feeling like out of control in a relationship, and then you take that to work and there's something where you're out of control at work, it can totally set you off.
Oh yeah.
And it's not even, I feel like people who want to be in control, it's not even like they're control freaks, right? Like I would not say that I'm a control freak by any means, especially towards other people, but I do like to feel in control of my own life. And, there are definitely times where I can admit, hey, I know this is out of my control, so I'm not going to sweat it. But if it's something I really, really want, or if it's something I feel really passionate about, or it's a big deal, it's, a big opportunity for me, then it's like, I just want to control everything, right?
Yeah.
And I know it's out of my control, but I want to control it anyways.
I think that's a lot of people. Yeah. I think that's a lot of people. And I also think, I know that, at least for me, and I don't think I'm alone in this, is because I wouldn't say I'm a controlling person either, but I would say on the outside there might be times where it either looks like I'm being controlling, or if I feel like I'm being overly controlling, it's normally because I'm trying to feel safe. Mm-hmm. So it's like trying to fit all of the puzzle pieces together, because if I do X, Y, Z, then I'm going to feel safe. But sometimes you can't.
Or just feeling like you can control something can make you feel safe.
Right.
Like, it's weird, right? How does that work in the brain? Like, where does that originate from?
I don't know. I mean,
did the cavemen have to be in control?
You're taking it back. Like, where did this, like, when...
Right, because I'm curious why that so heavily drives so many of us.
For safety, maybe it was if you're in control of your basic needs, and you put in the work and effort, and you've done that, you were in control of it, and then you're safe. So
it's interesting that you bring that up, because one of what I say is like my best qualities, especially in a work environment, is I am a hard worker. Mm-hmm. So I might not be the smartest of the bunch, I might not be the highest education of the bunch. See, was that even correct grammar? Probably not, right? I have 2 years of college, and that's it.
I don't know.
Right, no, yeah. Sorry.
I'm kidding.
I'm just saying, I might not have as high of a skill set as some other people, but I can tell you I will work everybody else
into the ground.
Oh yeah, I will put them under the table. Like, I am the hardest worker that you can possibly imagine, and I feel like I have that going for me, right? And I like that, because I know that no matter how hard, like, it doesn't matter if I'm out of a job, it doesn't matter what bad circumstances I fall under, I will always find another job. I will always put in the work to be able to pay my bills, to be able to pay my rent, to be able to feed myself, right?
Yes.
Like, I know that my hard work pays off in success.
So
I know I can control my life by being a hard worker.
Okay, but what if...
I know your eyes are lighting up over here, and I'm like, what?
I'm like,
sorry if I'm babbling today.
What if yours is being hardworking, so you can put a lot of your control and safety into being a hard worker, actively doing this, and this. So would you say then in a situation where your hard work did not, like, it doesn't create the result that you want or that you need, or it doesn't even apply in this situation. Like, okay, if it's a relationship, sometimes hard work doesn't resolve the issue. Or it doesn't. Would you say then that you do feel like at that point you feel helpless because it wouldn't matter what you put into it. It wouldn't
Yeah.
matter what you like.
Yeah, I would absolutely, and then I would say it would make me mad. Like if it's something that I couldn't fix, and it was just like I knew no matter how much work I put into it, I couldn't fix it. I feel like I would get really frustrated. Yeah, so God, maybe I am a control freak. I don't know.
I wouldn't say you're a control freak at all.
But I think what it is I am a control freak with my own life, but I don't project my control onto others.
That would be accurate.
Which is,
I would say that's
yes.
very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like think about it. When I've been binge watching a lot of serial killer shit lately. I'm sorry, I know that's dark. I don't know why, but like a lot of interrogations. I'm fascinated with the psychology of it. Is part of the reason that I do that. But I mean, on the extreme end of the spectrum, there are, you know, a lot of these serial killers have a penchant for control. It's control over another person.
Right.
And that's where, you know, obviously it takes control to a whole different level, but
that's
it's
very
interesting because that is frequently a big part of what plays into their psychology of how their brains work is wanting control.
So then it's like, what? Now I do agree that I think hard work. There's a phrase that I heard, and it was from somebody who's in the like bodybuilding community. This guy, I don't know, Mikey had me watching him. But like, he's this really cool guy. His company sells merchandise and gives like to the community and charity. But he was saying like, you don't have obstacles. What did he say? I don't remember any of it now. Who am I? I don't even know who I am.
You guys, if you've been staying with us through this whole video, like props to you. I feel like we're both kind of out of it, which I promise we have not been drinking. Like we just poured a glass of wine.
We're just overworked and tired. Oh my gosh. I literally,
because you know I'm a workaholic. I work very hard, and it's been probably a week since I've had a day off.
This is a motto that I've been repeating all the time, and then it's on camera, and I'm an idiot, and I'm like, he says,
She said.
You don't have obstacles or something, you just have more hard work to do.
There are no obstacles, there's just more work
More work
to do.
to be done. So
there's nothing stopping
which I
you,
thought
there's
was
just
like
more work to overcome it.
I thought that was really like
Yeah.
uplifting.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of thing. But then like I think there is the stuff where it is pointless. Like you said, you've put in all the hard work that you can. So at a certain point, you have to say, I'm going to have to let it do what it's going to do.
Yeah. Which I think people who are self-aware or who have other people who are very aware that they can rely on for advice, like you and I feel like are healthy enough in, you know, how we believe and in ourselves that we have the ability to do that. If something is really stressing us out to a point where we're just sick about it and
to
we
like
can't
zoom
fix
out.
it, we can say, okay, I just finally let it go. I hope the universe has I know the universe has my best interests at heart, right? And things are gonna fall the way they're supposed to fall.
Yes.
But I feel like a lot of people don't possess that ability to just be like, hey, I'm just gonna let it go. Or they only let it go when they're so frustrated and broken
so
to a
far
point
gone.
where they just feel they're like, fuck it, right?
They can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so
Which
important.
also causes a problem. Sorry.
No, finish.
But that
Go,
also
go.
causes a problem because then I feel like when they're so beaten down and they finally relinquish control, they're just giving up.
Well, and then you feel
And
like
it's not a positive put out into the universe. It's more of like a negative, like, fine, fuck that. It's just not going to happen. And then they're probably subconsciously willing it not to happen.
Well, and even then, at that point, did you even release control? You weren't in control of releasing it. You were kind of forced into it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you don't have the power of like, you know what, I decided that's
You're
enough.
right.
Like, yes. Oh my gosh.
I don't like the angle of that. Isn't that interesting?
That's very true.
So all this talk about control, we could probably go on and on forever. But do you guys think that we really have control over our lives, or do you think that a lot of it is fate or destiny or somewhat planned out? And I go really back and forth on this because
It's kind of, it ties into that luck video too.
yeah,
Is how
yeah,
you
it
think
does.
about it.
Right. No, for sure.
If you haven't watched it, go check it out.
and you know, of course you have the power to influence certain things, right?
Yes.
You have the power to influence the decisions that you make. Absolutely. You're not mind controlled, right?
Right.
We all know that. But I think what I'm saying is, do you have like full control over it, or are you destined to end up at the same goal regardless of the decisions that you make in between?
I don't
Does that
know.
make sense?
It does make sense. I guess I'm thinking of it as I think that obviously your choices affect the specifics, for sure. But I would say at the end of the day that the universe takes whether you're making positive decisions to better yourself or if you're making destructive decisions. I would say that it all is to, like, okay, this thing was a lesson. This thing was something really good. I think if you were zooming out and looking at the whole track of that it would all be for a purpose for your life. But I don't know that there's a specific track. I think that you can branch off and then you're still heading in that general direction. I think we have control.
But what does it feel like to really just completely relinquish control and realize that you don't have any control? What if you didn't have any control? And I'm just speaking, right? But if you didn't have any control, what if you didn't get to pick this life before you came here? What if you're just thrown into it and you don't have control over it? I know nobody likes that because it's not comfortable.
No,
But do we
it's
actually
gross.
have control
I don't
over big decisions? Like, yes, of course, like I said, of course we have control over small decisions. But do we have control?
I guess if you're saying
over-
we don't have a choice, that would, I'm using the term like the universe. I know, like, I always talk about that. That would, I guess, if we didn't have control of that, that would, whether you want to call it the universe or God or whatever, is ultimately choosing those things for you and deciding what your own good is. Is that
So,
what you mean?
There
Possibly?
but I will say there are a lot of, yes, that's what I mean. But there are a lot of religions that believe that it's all in God's hands or whoever's hands, right? Whatever God that they believe in. And when they're like, oh, this was meant to happen. This person was meant to marry so-and-so. These people were meant to be together. Oh, you were meant to stumble across that. Like they believe it is all already planned out for you.
So would you say then?
I'm not saying I agree with that. And I definitely
I have
don't
a
want
good
to,
question.
I don't want to, offend anybody who
Right.
does agree with that either.
No.
Please don't, that's not my intention.
No, we're never
But
trying to do
to
that.
them, that is comforting. That's a different personality type. It is comforting to them that it's completely out of their control. And then it's almost like, I mean, obviously you could take that in a bad way and be like, oh, well, I don't have control of my actions. It's all...
It doesn't matter.
Right. But
it's
then
all
to
gonna
a lot
be
of
whatever
people,
it's going to be.
it's really comforting that they don't really... they don't think that they really influence or make the decisions. And that as long as they follow the person that is in control, who is their God, right, then they're good.
Okay, you saying
Sorry.
that? No. I love it
So-
because I've never thought of it like that, and we aren't ever. There's no judgment. Like, we'll talk about
Oh
religion.
my gosh,
Neither
no.
of us are
No.
quote unquote religious, but I absolutely respect anybody's belief system, choices,
Yes,
and the
absolutely.
things that give them higher purpose. So
I respect as long as it doesn't hurt other people.
yes, as long as you
that's my,
stay in your lane.
Yeah. I don't believe in harming anybody for your own religious beliefs.
Agreed.
I think everybody
Kindness
is
and love.
Yes, entitled to what they
Yes.
want to believe, whatever makes them feel comfortable.
In
right?
kindness and love.
Yes, for sure.
So-
and acceptance.
Yes.
Preach. Preach, because
Unless this, and this. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a little bitch. Okay, so sorry, we haven't had a lot of wine. Okay, this
can we
made me
post
think.
this video? I'm really.
Yes, we're gonna post it. So
I feel like people are just sticking around for some real babbly shit right now, and we're like half an hour in.
okay, we're almost done. Okay, this
My
is
tan lines are fire also.
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
pretty
Let me, like,
prominent.
whoa.
Pretty prominent.
I work outside.
But at least you have some color. I
Yeah.
should have worn jeans that didn't match my actual skin color. So anyway,
Yeah, sorry.
I was okay, so I say the universe. I believe in a collective consciousness, and we are all points of that, and our purpose is to come together and blah, 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 blah. So I think a lot of people in this community are, I would say, free thinkers and people who have kind of forged their own way and found their beliefs and their higher purpose. Would you say that I come from a religious background, you do as well, ish?
Ish. I had parents that believed very on opposite ends of the spectrum. I had one that was
was a
very
clash.
spiritual and one that was very religious. Yes.
So I would
They're
say...
divorced.
It didn't work.
It did not work, but I was exposed to multiple things and made my own decision when I was probably 15.
Once you kind of get experience and get out in the
Yeah.
world. So I would say, and like my family now, my core family is still very religious. And like I said, I support that and I'm respectful of that. Would you say that religion, maybe for people that need a little more structure, because I feel like a lot of what I believe is very
That's
similar.
why they gravitate toward religion.
Having a structure gives them comfort. Having
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah,
For some
yeah,
reason,
yeah.
when you said that, like, it just clicked for me.
Absolutely.
Even if that sounds kind of, like, elementary, like, I think that...
No, yeah, absolutely. It's
Possibly.
a different personality type or it's a different brain type. And yeah, I think for them, like, there are some people where religion gives them everything.
Yeah.
Where they would be completely lost without their religious family or their religious views.
Right.
Like, as far as, like, saying, what is the prayer? Though I walk through the valley of the shadow.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's a song. I don't know.
Through the-
I don't know.
yes.
I don't know the verse, right?
Yes.
But people say that to comfort themselves when they're in a bad situation. Like, that
When they're
gives them
in a
everything.
desperate-
The thought of
Yes.
meeting Jesus when you die gives Christians everything, right?
Right.
Like that, they're saved here, they're baptized, and it's, I mean, God is very synonymous with all the different gods and many
Yes.
religions. They're very, very similar. And to those people, it's, I mean, so much so that I feel like the focus isn't even about life here anymore as much as it's about what happens after here.
I would agree with that. I would very much agree with that. I think because, like, I did grow up in it and it never fit right, and then through, some of the things I experienced, I did find what resonated with me and that gives me purpose and I feel like gives me a life that is exciting and whatever to live. And so I can also look back on it and it's really similar. It just almost feels like it's more laid out rather than just intuitively saying, I believe
Yes.
this and whatever.
Yeah.
It's almost like
But it's just like when you learned in school. Remember, I went to 2 years of college. I did go to school.
darn it.
Back in my last year of kindergarten. No, it's just like when you learn in school, and everybody learns differently, right?
Yes.
There's like visual learners,
Yeah.
there's doers, there's like people who can sit in a lecture and just be fine.
They want to just listen and absorb.
Right, there are
yeah.
people that have to be hands-on. It's exactly the same way. Like, brains work differently, and I think we're just finding what fits us best, right? So their
Yes.
brains work that way, and our brains work this way. We're not, obviously we would never be like, oh, because you're one of those hands-on people, like, we're not gonna be cool with you because we're one of those
Right.
lecture-loving people, like
Right.
psychos.
you freaking psychos.
But regardless, I think everybody feels comfort in having a little bit of control, right? Or no.
Or even
No.
in being able
We're
to
saying
give up
we
some of
have
that
comfort
control.
in having control. They have comfort in not having control.
Yes. Or
But
maybe
so
we
could
all
that
do.
but so could that teach us a little bit of a lesson, right? Like, we say we're not super religious, but I don't know, I was just saying, like, what does it actually feel like to give up all control? To really just be like, you know what? Everything is out of my control and I am just
But maybe
going
that's
with
the
the
difference
flow.
between spirituality and being religious, is that spirituality is like a river. It's a river. I don't know. It's something with no structure. It's more free flowing, and then religion is like it has more of a guidebook. It's.
I get what you're saying.
What?
How do we bring it back to control?
Get this under control. Damn it!
This is a complicated subject. I warned you guys. I warned you in the beginning. I warned you. If you're hanging out with us still, props to you.
We aren't even drinking this. We've barely had anything.
I have to drink beer tonight. I have to drink many beers tonight. And I don't feel like this is smart to mix with Oktoberfest beer, okay? Otherwise, I would drink this.
What is happening?
I don't know. My brain hurts.
I think we said some good stuff. Surely we said something good.
There's got to be something in here. Okay.
Wrap it up, Bree. Let's see.
But there's nothing.
Wrangle it
There's
in.
nothing to wrap up because we're gonna leave this on a cliffhanger, like I said we would, right?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
and
you did say that.
I am curious.
Yeah.
Do you think that we really have control? I mean, I will say yes, as part of this community and getting to know people that believe, you know, hand in hand with what we believe.
Right.
Do we believe that we can influence stuff in our life? Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
We 100% believe that there are things that we can do to better ourselves, to better the outcome, to influence a decision. And if we
100%.
put positivity into the universe, then it will return it the way that we need it to. Okay. But do you think that we are just... God, this is basically like, what the fuck is the purpose of life? It's really what I'm asking. Like,
what are we doing here?
Were we put here by our own control to go live, you know, this way, or to experience this, or like Jackie said, choose whatever life you're gonna live this time, right? Like, I don't know, maybe did my dog choose to come be a dog this time, and next time he's going to be a person, right? Like, do you have this control when you're sitting up there in this higher consciousness to be like, hey, this is how I'm going to live a human life?
Right, I haven't experienced this. I want to do this
Or are
this
we just
time.
along for the universe's ride, and we are put here,
They're
and
just
we
shuffling.
don't really have
she
control?
just shuffled us out like.
But it's possible. No
Right,
one knows,
I know.
right? So it's like, no one really knows.
That's fair.
I do believe you can influence the small things, 100%.
Right. We've talked about that, influencing your reality, creating
the
it.
end is the same regardless of what you do, and instead of just influencing the universe, you're just making it easier on yourself. Like, what if when you put out positivity and we're like, yeah, it comes back because I did this spell and I put out positivity and I put into the universe what it is that I want to manifest, and it's manifesting, right, in a different way. What if that's just you making it easier on yourself, but the outcome being the same? What if it was going to happen whether you did it or not?
So you still had the experience.
Right, and you're enjoying your experience, and you feel more comfortable in your experience because we're comfortable with the fact that we are controlling it somewhat by doing our spells or by, right? Like,
right.
Or prayers for people who are religious. And wishing for things and wanting it enough and working hard enough for it that it's happening. But what if it was going to happen anyways? Regardless of which path you took, and you didn't have the control, but we like the feeling of the control.
This
Does that make sense?
This was a lot deeper.
Well, that's what I was expecting it to be.
I'm making
so
sure
sorry.
I'm still here.
I don't know if I want to post this one.
I think it's cute. We can edit it.
It's gonna need a lot of editing.
I think at the end of the day, it's a really cool concept to talk about.
Yes,
but as we delved into it, I see what you're saying.
There's
I know that
not
I'm the kind of person, while I do like to feel in control of certain things, I do take comfort in the fact that at the end of the day, I don't have to worry about it. I'm still gonna worry about it because hello, my name's Jackie and I like to worry about everything.
Yeah.
But like, I don't have to. I can release that and then enjoy my experience because I don't have to sit and worry about it.
I will say I agree with you in the fact that I can just be like, the universe has in mind what it has in mind, and like releasing the control that I feel like I have feels really good.
Right.
But then I also feel really good when I feel like I can control
you take the reins.
Outcomes by working my ass off.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. And I guess none of us really know, right?
No.
None of us know what happens after. None of us remember if there was something before or if there is something after, or if this is our 12,000th life here on Earth. We don't know. We don't remember in this life. We don't remember.
It's so interesting.
I feel like I'm just baffling. This is really, what are you guys' thoughts?
Tell us what you
Do
think.
you wish you were here talking to me? I'm just saying. Or are you like, shut up, I turned you off at the first 2 minutes of the video because this is just way too much. Anyways, poor Jackie.
No. I think it's actually been like a really great conversation because as we've like put it off, because I really liked the concept of it. And I think it's a conversation that would be really great if you were in the same room.
You did choose to do this, so this is If you were here and you guys were drinking with us, could we talk about control and if we have it for like 4 hours? Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank
40
you
minutes later,
so much.
there's definitely not a conclusion to this video. We're just gonna let it be what it's gonna be.
So like, let us know what you think. We love reading the
I
comments.
feel like too, especially when we first started, there was a lot of like, oh, hey, you guys are cool, or, you know, hey, I really like this picture, or oh, that's awesome, like stuff like that. But you guys have definitely been really like putting some deep thought into stuff and having some provoking conversations, and I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah,
So,
that's why we're here. We've just really enjoyed it. We appreciate you. So thank you for sticking around for this shit show. So, you know,
Oh my gosh.
like and subscribe.
Yes, please. That's all I've got. Enjoy. Hopefully there's beautiful fall weather everywhere around the country right now. I know it definitely doesn't seem really hot. So yeah, just go out, enjoy your life, whether you are in control or not. There's something to be thankful for. There's something to be excited about. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yes, we will see you next time.
Sounds good.
Bye,
Moon babes.
Don't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise.